everyone, Ben here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do enjoy today's video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button because we're trying to grow on the platform, and turn on the notification bell to be notified of all uploads and live streams. And if you did like today's video, then don't forget to hit a like down below because it helps other people to find our videos. And don't forget to comment down below on any suggestions for content that you have, or comment about today's content. Let me know what you thought. Let's get into the video. Alright, so the next Steel Path viable build on the channel we've got today is Kuva Nukor. So if you want to see more like this, don't forget to join me on my socials. Those are all linked down below. Links to stuff like Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Facebook Gaming. Don't forget to join me on Twitch and Discord. They're my main platforms. Those links are also down there. So, Kuva Nukor is one of the most popular Kuva weapons, and for a very good reason. It's useful for a lot of different things. But its two major uses is, one, it's an absolute powerhouse, and two, it's also used as a primer. So what is a primer? A primer is a weapon you use to build status or damage on an enemy, and then you quote-unquote prime it to another weapon that can deal the damage. Now, I'm not going to be showing you its priming capabilities. What I am going to show you is how it works as a standalone weapon. Now, as a standalone weapon, this thing is absolutely ridiculous. It is OP. But let's jump into my build. So we're running Galvanized Diffusion for 110% multi-shot and on-kill, plus 30% multi-shot for 20 seconds, stacks up to 4 times. We're running Hornet Strike for 220% damage. You can replace this with one of the Bane mods if you want. I don't use them personally. The reason I don't use them is because I always forget to change them depending on the faction I'm going against. It gets confusing for me and I just don't bother. But you can replace it if you want to. Galvanized Shot for 80% status chance and on-kill, plus 40% direct damage per status type, affecting the target for 14 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. This is really good for this weapon because we're rocking 3 statuses. We're running Prime Target Cracker for 110% critical damage. Frostbite for 60% cold and 60% status chance. Prime Pistol Gambit for 187% critical chance. Pathogen Rounds for 90% toxin. And Jolt for 60% electricity and 60% status chance. We're not running anything in the extra slot, but you can easily run stuff like Steady Hands, Hawkeye, Lethal Momentum, or Trick Mag. Any of those would really do. You don't need them, so I'm not bothering to run one. And of course, we're running Secondary Merciless in the Arcane slot. Now, with this, we've got 20% critical chance, which doesn't seem that high, but it actually kinda is, because this weapon is a beam weapon like a Tomos or Ignis Wraith or Amprex, meaning it spreads to other weapons, and because it's a constant beam, you're actually going to be hitting criticals a lot more than you think you will at 20%. Not all the time, but when they do hit, they hit hard, because this weapon with these mods has a 10.5 times crit ratio, which is absolutely insane. This does ridiculous damage upon hitting those crits. On top of that though, we're rocking 150% status, so we're always going to be landing statuses, which is fantastic because of Galvanized Shot. Galvanized Shot does direct damage depending on how many statuses are landing, and if you're always statusing, you're pretty much going to land all 3 all the time, and this will do insane damage. So status-wise, we're rocking Electricity, Radiation, and Viral. Of course, Electricity to help go through alloy armor, Radiation to help turn enemies against them, and also against alloy armor, so this weapon is fantastic against Corpus, and Viral to cut through that health. Now, like I said, this weapon is ridiculous, but let's get into the mission and I will show you what it can do. Alright, so we're here at Oxymoko in the Void, and I'm going to point out, like I always do, the reason why I'm in Oxymoko is for a couple of reasons. One, because this is one of the latest points in the Steel Path you'll have access to, meaning it's pretty high level for the Steel Path. Not to mention, here we also deal with enemies of all types pretty much, enemies with just health, health and shields, and high armor, meaning you can get a clearer example of what weapons can actually do. But let's jump in. Hello. Bye-bye. So, like most weapons, it does start off slightly slow, but as soon as you get 1 or 2 kills, that's about all it takes. And this thing starts absolutely melting through everything. Like, this weapon is honestly ridiculous against most enemies. Like, it just works, and it's one of those weapons that's just naturally super strong, and because of that strength, it's good for everything. Like, it's honestly really good for just about everything. Not to mention its spread allows it to just absolutely annihilate everything. Like, oh, you're in a big group? Well, you're all about to get toasted. But you don't need me to tell you how good this weapon is, just watch. Like, this weapon is absolutely insane. Now, I'm going to start in each Steel Path viable build, I'm going to start actually going against Acolytes. Depending on if the video calls for it, like if it's a weapon, I definitely will. If it's a Warframe build, I might, depending on the Warframe, and if it's, like, actually doing damage with its abilities. But this weapon works decent against Acolytes from what I tested. It works alright. Again, because this weapon is a primer, and as I explained before, primers are used to prime up damage for another weapon. So because of that, it's really good for priming up. Especially priming for melee as well. If you put viral on this thing and start hitting viral procs, it's very good for priming those for a melee weapon with slash, so that of course you can just slash away at the rest of its health. But this thing is honestly just so nice to use. It's a really good weapon, and I would consider it a beefier version of Atomos. Like, Atomos works on the Steel Path. In fact, I have a build ready and waiting to do a video on, which I will do at some point in the future. Where am I being shot from? There we are. I do have an Atomos build coming. I also have a couple of updated builds coming as well for certain weapons. I won't give away too much, but one of those weapons is Mausolon. I do have a new build on it. Mostly in part because I now have access to Sabot rounds and another mod, but I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But I'm hoping that the Acolyte won't take too long to spawn. Depending on how long it takes you to get through a bunch of enemies will dictate how long it takes for the Acolyte to spawn generally, so let's just melt our way through as many enemies as possible quickly, and then we can get to said Acolyte. Come on. Alright, priming up on the heavy armor. And now go in with melee. And boom. So, like, whilst Nukor itself is not that great against heavy armors, it doesn't matter, because once you prime up those statuses, you can just go in with your melee. And then nuke it. I recently actually did my Neferi build, so if you want to check that out, it's also in the playlist. There we go, just Mercy. Which I didn't actually need to do because I just melted it with my melee, but okay. I will admit that the one thing I love about Steel Path is because it's such a late game thing, it's just so nice to actually have a challenge. That's what I love about this game. This game has, like, content for all levels of play. It's nice. I will point out, though, like, my builds aren't meant to get you to level 9,999 enemies. In fact, most people aren't generally going to go that high because they don't need to. Like, the only people that really go that high are the people that I guess just have more time than they know what to do with. I personally don't. I just play the game to enjoy the game. But I know a lot of people do like that kind of stuff, so I mean, to be honest, I don't know how well my builds will work against those kinds of enemies because I don't ever go that high myself. I just don't have the time. Like, between, like, you know, doing YouTube every day and streaming on Twitch and streaming on YouTube as well, like, I just don't have the time to go to that level of enemy unless I stream this game. And this game, weirdly for me on Twitch, doesn't do very well. My normal Twitch, because, like, the stuff I do on Twitch is a lot different to the stuff I do on YouTube. So, like, a lot of my natural viewers on Twitch don't watch Warframe stuff, so I don't really stream it on Twitch. Although I will consider doing streams on YouTube at some point. Alright, Acolyte, there we go. Where is he? Hello. So as you can see, it's going through his shields pretty quick, which is not bad. Just get that going. There we go. And it is going through his health thanks to the viral procs. But like I said, you can use this to prime up, which is great. Just prime it for another weapon like my melee. And as you can see, Acolytes, once you've primed up, are not that bad. There we go. But it works decently against Acolyte. But let me know what you think of this build in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit like down on the video as well, because it really helps. Don't forget to join me on my socials. Those are all linked down below. Links to stuff like Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Facebook Gaming. Don't forget to join me on my Twitch and Discord links, because they're my main platforms. I'm trying to grow on them. It'd be great to see you over there. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Hey everyone, thank you for watching today's video. Above is a preview of the previous upload, and if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe please, because we're trying to grow on the platform. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell to be notified of all uploads and live streams. And if you liked the video, why not leave it a like? It really does help other people to find my videos. And don't forget to comment down below on any content you want to see, or what you thought about this video specifically. Let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one.